Hello and welcome back to the channel. Well, I was having a pretty decent time with the body work up until I got to this spot right here. If you watched my last video, you will see that I knew I had some problems, and I'm a broke joke, so I'm going to show you how I'm going to fix it. This is not the preferred method, but if you've got a few items laying around, I'm going to show you how I'm going to repair this, at least to make it last for a little while. So stay tuned. Say hi to Reggie. He's our little Aussie doodle. Little shot buddy. He likes to come out here and hang out and get into shit. So say hi to Reggie. He's gonna get a bath and a haircut later on, so he's really excited about that, and you can tell, I'm sure. Anyways, he's cute. I'm not as cute, so you don't get to see me. Anyways, here is what we're gonna use for this type of repair. Okay? Bondo. Good old-fashioned Bondo. You don't have to get the expensive stuff, just regular old Bondo works, okay? Believe me, it works. Some fiberglass resin, okay? Got the hardener in there, fiberglass mat. Bondo, Bondo, Bondo. Hey man, people have been using that stuff for years. Works. Why do I have a license plate here? Well, because we need some sheet metal, and that's what I've got sitting around. So, think outside the box, people. Use what you got, okay? I'm broke as a joke. I have no money to put into this other than what I've already spent. Believe me, I'm on a layoff, okay? That means no paycheck, okay? So, there we go. Smiley face. It's nice if it's a smiley face, but you can use whatever you want. Preferably, it's gonna be smooth, okay? You can use an old, bent up one, whatever, you know, the kind that the old license plates work, but whatever you got, okay? Anyways, some sheet metal shears to cut your plate, Bondo spreader, and a paint marker, or you know, whatever you've got, and that's what we're going to be using, okay? Stellar video already, I can tell. Okay, so here's the deal. I got a big hole, okay? Not good. And it's curved, okay? So, I want this to be as good a repair as I can make it with what I've got sitting around. Also, you're probably gonna need a couple of sheet metal screws, okay? You'll see why later. So, what I'm gonna do is actually, I'm gonna go around here, I'm gonna stop this, I'm gonna set up my little itty bitty tripod. Bam! Okay, tripod helps if you're doing a video. That way you can do stuff with both hands, and yeah. So I'm gonna set that up. I'm gonna show you what. All right, I need this to be as good a repair as it can be. Okay, notice the Bondo that I have not taken off, sanded down on this side, but it's in repair. So Reggie apparently wants to help. So what I'm gonna do, because it's curved and I want a decent lip, okay, taking the back side, okay, it is the smiley face, taking the back side of this, and I'm going to trace the outline. Okay, that's what we got. Trace the outline. Now I know how thick that should be, so I'll just, you know, go around. So I'm gonna cut that out real quick and show you what we're gonna do. Okay, that's what we got. That's what I cut out. You see part of the little eyeballs and stuff on the smiley face on there. Now you're like, what the hell are you gonna do with that? Well, we're gonna do this. We're gonna come over here. See, you're watching me as I do this for the very first time ever in life. Okay. Now, since we cut this on the other side, it's going to be opposite. So what do we need to do? We need to flip this around, okay? So gonna go, well, something like that. All right. So that'll give us a nice wheel lip that we can work with. And you'll see what I'm doing. Okay. So here, I'm gonna zip that up. I'm gonna screw it to the body, and gives us the contour that we need. I'm sure you'll see what I'm doing, figure it out here in just a little bit. So let me go ahead and zip that to it, and I'll be right back. All right, well, here's where we're at. So I've got this screwed in, okay? It's sticking out here at the top just a little bit, but that's okay. We'll figure that out. So, but anyways, for the most part, we've got our contour. Doesn't look the greatest right now, but trust me, you'll see what I'm doing. So now I'm gonna go mix up some resin. Oh, there's Dax. He decided to come out and say hi. Say hi, Dax. And there's Reggie. All right, so here's the deal. See if you can see what I'm seeing here without it being too jank. All right. All right, I guess it started recording without me wanting it to. But anyways, here's the deal. I've got some strips, little pieces of the fiberglass mat already cut out. So I've never have really gotten the whole exact measurements of this when I'm doing it. I just do it till I think it looks right. So again, don't judge me, my car, not yours. So pour the resin out, drop a little hardener in there, take your little squeegee, move it around, mix it up real good, okay? It's gonna be some disgusting stuff to work with. However, it's very, very strong and it's waterproof. So once you make a decent repair with some fiberglass, I always back it with something, especially on the back of this. I'm gonna spray some truck bed liner or something like that. But so go ahead and dip it in the resin. Just like that. Okay? Just like that. Now, since this is so close, I don't know if you can see. This is so close to a seam. When I, generally, you're going to want to be really careful doing stuff like this. But since it's so close to a seam, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to feather it all the way back. And hopefully you'll never even notice. So that's basically the gist of it. This will get rock hard, and it's very, very strong, as you would expect, because it's fiberglass. This is, if you need structural, not structural, but if you need something with a little bit of integrity, to be able to make a corner or something like this, fiberglass is definitely the way to go. I'm running out, so if this will work. So you guys are seeing me do this as I'm making the repair. So again, I am not a professional, never claimed to be. I've taught myself everything that I know when it comes to this stuff, and so I know some of this I just don't do well. I don't do it right, but kind of is what it is. My biggest thing right now is getting it getting this wheel well straightened out, because I'll wind up cutting it, but I don't want it to be too janked. But it wants to pull on itself. But anyways, so there you have that. I can't even turn the damn phone off right now. Ain't that about a bitch? How am I gonna do that with I'm gonna use this part of my hand, just so you know. Right there. Shut this off and clean this up, and I'll show you what's up. That's not working. Oh shit. Well, come on, man, tell me I gotta have my fingertip. I don't have a single fingertip that I can spare. Well, drag one on the ground and get it as clean as I can. Boop. Nope. Well, I'll be damned. In my last video, if you watched it, you would have seen that I started a repair over here, and this is where my antenna used to be before an act of God took it away from me and left a big hole and bent. So while I'm waiting on the fender well, the wheel well, to cure up, because you can't get in a hurry when it comes to body work. You just can't. There is no rushing it. So if you do, you're gonna see it, and it's gonna look like shit. So, as I've said before in previous videos, when it comes to body work, and believe me, I am no good at this stuff, but I can make it look okay. Not good, but okay. I don't like to overdo a whole lot when it comes to the Bondo. Now see, my hole was about this big, okay? That's where the antenna sat, but I put on some Bondo around here because it was dented, and I like to be able to feather it out a little bit. Now, everything else feels good. Now, you can't see what it looks like. You can see it, but you can't see. You're gonna use your fingers and feel. Now, obviously, you're right here, and you can actually see that. Yep, right there. Phone won't focus, but right there we've got a little bit of a divot that we need to fill in. I don't want to put any more Bondo on here, but what I do have is some of this, and I do recommend picking up a tube of this. It'll last you for a long time. Okay, so I'm going to try to do this with one hand maybe, and we'll see how it goes. Definitely, I've already squirted a little bit out, because you need to make sure that you squeeze it a lot before you try to dab it. So, just a little bit. It's all you need. Just a little bit. Okay. Well, of course, my hand is going over the camera, but this is a one-take deal. So, what am I going to do? Okay. Trying to do this while looking at it and make sure that I'm focused on the phone. Tough to do. Okay. That's literally all I'm gonna do at this point, okay? I've got that covered up. I'm gonna let that dry. This is glazing and spot putty, so you're definitely not gonna fix a fender with this. But if you've got a little spot like we did, this does dry fairly quick. I think we can even kind of see it starting to dry up as I'm rambling on. But let that dry, let it cure, hit it again, sand it down. You may need to put a little bit more on there, sand it down. And then once I'm finished, I'm not gonna show you all this. This is a teaser so that you guys can watch the next video, which will be something. But the next video that has this in there will show you what I've done, because I will prime it and feather it and make it look as good as I can, which is going to be the same case with all the other spots that you've seen. So, glazing and spot putty, a very good thing. And right now I'm going to work on sanding some more down here while I'm waiting on the repair on the other side with the fiberglass to cure fully. Okay, well, I'm going to leave this video as is, and appreciate you guys watching. This gives you some incentive to subscribe and watch the next video, which will show you some of the results of some of this body work. What I'm going to wind up doing is, obviously, I'm going to trim back here, get all this loose shit taken care of, let this completely cure because it's fiberglass and it'll be hard as a rock, and then I'm going to skim coat the whole thing with some Bondo. I will take some pictures, maybe not so much video because these do tend to get kind of long, but I guarantee you that, well, I don't guarantee you, I'm not guaranteeing you shit because I'm not even doing it right, but if you want something to last for a little while, longer than just stuffing Bondo in there, fiberglass is the way to go. So I've taken out as much of the old rust as I could, got it down to as bare metal as I could, and fix it with some fiberglass. Once I get done, I'm going to go along the back side, so I'm going to shoot this way with some undercoating or something, truck bed liner, something, but it's going to be waterproof to seal up the back part of that, because I know there's some rust and shit back there, and eventually that's going to rot out again, and it is what it is. But you know what, for now it's going to look decent and it'll pass, and I hopefully won't get too much hate from people. But yeah, so it'll look a little bit cleaner hopefully when I'm done. I'll show you the results of the rest of the body work, and the car should be ready for damn near ready for paint. So thanks again for watching. I don't know what the hell I should be calling this channel, because now I just went real hillbilly with this stuff, but it's not really custom, but you know what, it is, because I took what I had and made it work. So this is kind of turning into a rat rod. But hey man, guys, gals, whoever's watching, I do appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, hit the bell icon, that way you can see what happens and watch this thing progress. I really do appreciate it. Have a good one. I gotta get back to work. Bye.